Welcome everyone, as we kick off this second episode of DrainTalk. It was so nice to get the first episode out and seeing all your comments, your feedback and your response, and also your suggestions for improvement and also ideas for topics to talk about in further episodes. This episode is going to be a real nice episode. We are going to have a stroll down memory lane. We're going back to Austria to talk about Austria and Austrian Pinball Open, and why we think that is the tournament you should visit if you're in Europe. I'd just like to give a shout out to Scott and Easy, Mitch Murder, and Arkis for letting me use their music in these episodes. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Jack Morten. And when he is not on the Spanish island writing novels or teaching Zumba online, he is, together with his wife, behind the company Scandinavian Pinball. They're making rubbers, they're making leads, and they're also making a lot of replacement boards. So if you need those parts, check in on scandinavianpinball.com. You know, I really love those red, bouncy flip rubbers. With that said, we're just going to dive straight into it. So I hope you're comfortable, enjoy the show, and enjoy a beer. It's not much change in the society since last month. It's still not possible to have any tournaments or events, so nothing more to say about that. While the last episode was a bit introductory, from here on out we're always going to look at the Norwegian pinball rankings, and we're going to see if there has been any changes. We're going to discuss the changes and talk a little bit about the players and you know what the changes might mean. Currently, we are totally powerless to do anything, and the only thing affecting the rankings is the horrible Whopper decay. Totally powerless. The only thing we can do at this moment is to watch our hard-earned points dribble away and die like a rotting corpse. I totally respect Josh Sharp and his decisions, and while I don't agree with the decision of not freezing the Whopper decay, I can understand his reasons. Because, you know, every tournament you're not attending, that's potential points lost and potential points gained for other players, which might be trying to get past you. So I know how difficult it is not to go to a tournament, you know, trying to be reasonable. I made a post on the Tilt forums, and we encouraged IFPA to freeze the Whopper system, freeze the ranking systems. My idea was that they just freeze everything, and when things are under control, it's safe to open, we continue. And we continue as if nothing has happened. I have to say, in the beginning of the pandemic, I didn't think that much about it. But as we're passing over a year with no opportunity to kind of take the points back and only watching the decay, and the pinball rankings are just being totally affected by the decay, it's starting to wear on me. I mean, the whole world is starting to wear on me. So of course it's a complex picture, but I'm just getting so tired of losing the points. Is a bit annoying when you think about all the effort you put into these tournaments and the skill and the endurance you've had in order to get those points, and now they're just dribbling away
like tears in rain.
There is an interview on Pinball Profile. Jeff Teolis is talking with Josh Sharp. It's in the episode, let us see, episode 296. I would really recommend that episode because it's a really informative and nice interview. Check that out. Every month we're going to look at the Norwegian pinball rankings and talk a bit about the players and eventual changes which has been going on. We will compare the rankings for April with March, and here, as you can see, there is no big change in the top 10. There has been no big change in the positions. There's been a little bit change in the points, but not much. We can see that Thomas Stenbeck at third place has lost a couple of points, and Kjetil has lost a couple of points, and Atle, but it's nothing game-breaking yet. First place, we have Tormod Pettersen, and he's undoubtedly the best player in Norway. He has been that for a long while, maybe since forever, I don't know. And he is ahead by over 100 points more than me, so he's quite safe in that spot, and I will of course do my best in order to pursue him. On the second position, it is me. Yeah, I'm kind of lying around 150 points. Been on second place for quite a while, but it's been some really close head-butting with Thomas Stenbeck, which is on third place. And he's a very, very skilled player, and second place is not a safe position yet. We're going to have a lot of intense battles when the IFBA opens up again. And on fourth place, Frank Nilsen. It's a really good player from Trondheim. And he's just below Thomas, but those points are kind of like insignificant. He is a really dangerous player, and he's also playing mostly sober, which makes him even more dangerous. Below that, we have Olav on fifth place. And now we're starting to close down to getting closer to the 100 point area. But I think the major battle when things open up again, it will be between the second, third, and the fourth place in Norway. In other news, it seems that the more delayed the Rick and Morty is being, the more games I acquire in between. But I managed to get hold of a Silverball Mania last month. If you know the old Bally Space Invaders game, there's a wide body. It has this small horseshoe in the middle, and it has these different targets spread out around the playfield with awesome artwork. It's the closest you would get to an official Alien machine without being official. Well, Silverball Mania isn't exactly that, but it's like the normal body version of that game. If you just remove all the alien stuff, and apparently a very sexist backlash, or a pornographic backlash, which you can see on this picture I'm showing you right now. But the playfield layout is quite similar to Space Invaders. It has this mini horseshoe loop in the middle, and on the top of the playfield you have different targets, or actually all around the playfield. And you shoot those targets to spell Silverball and Mania. Now, the main downside with this game, as it was originally coded, is that it's like a one-trick pony game, because shooting the central horseshoe loop, it will award you bonus multipliers, like on Space Invaders, but it will also spot the letter. So basically you could spend the whole day shooting that loop and getting letters for bonus and increasing the multiplier. But after some researching on Pinside, I managed to find the necessary code changes to change that, so you prevent the award of a letter when shooting the horseshoe. So certainly, I think it'll be a really cool tournament game, because you shoot the center loop for multipliers, but you need to take advantage of the whole playfield. You have to shoot all the targets around the playfield in order to spell Silverball. And that is, for me, a very important aspect of a pinball machine. Design it and code it so you have to play the whole playfield area. Not just the easy shots, but the dangerous shots also. My guest of this evening, it's a best mate who has been, you can say, we've known each other since the, I think, early 2000. So we go back a long time, and we shared more of life together before pinball than after pinball. And we've been through a lot together. Without further ado, let me introduce Tom André to the table. Tom, thank you for being here. How are you doing?
Very fine, thank you.
Keeping a positive head in the Corona world?
Yeah, doing my best, yeah.
You know, as I mentioned, we have spent so many years together. We know each other pretty well. Can you give the viewers a quick elevator pitch? Like, who are you and how did you get into pinball?
I'm Tom, and I got into pinball when Morten here dragged me to Tilt in Oslo for a lot of medieval madness playing back in the day. That was in 2015, I think. 14, yeah. 2014, yeah. You discovered it, and then since we know each other and hang a lot, you dragged me along, and fell in love with it.
So I mean, we could spend the whole evening talking about, you know, life experiences, but the main topic today is Austria and Austrian Pinball Open, and me and Tom, we have traveled to that tournament together for 4 years in total. It's important for me to be able to try to give the viewers a feeling of how the tournament is, how is the experience of being at the Austrian Pinball Open.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the first year, which is 2016. Kind of just, you know, talk away through the memories and through like how was it? What do we feel? How did we experience those trips? If my memory doesn't fail me totally, I probably saw the article Pinball News had about probably the first occurrence of Austrian Pinball Open. And I mentioned it to Sandra, because Sandra, she was born and raised in Sichauf, a small village, you know, in the southern part of Austria. And she was like, yeah, it's not too far from here. It was close to Graz.
Yeah.
2015 we got married, but in 2016, I think I mentioned it to you, I probably mentioned it to you.
Yeah, we talked about it for a while, I think.
But we decided to do a really express trip. Our plan was to go down on Friday morning with plane to Vienna, and then go back to Norway with plane on the following Sunday. Me and Sandra, we have been traveling a lot that year, so I think she just didn't really need to go for a super quick, a pinball trip to her hometown, or close to her hometown. It ended up being me and you, and also Tormod.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, Tormod is the best player in Norway, and he decided to tag along.
I mean, we had read good things about the tournament in the pinball magazine, so yeah. And he likes to play abroad as well, so yeah.
The story goes as follows. We took the early plane down to Vienna. We are traveling, I think it's 2 hours by car to Graz.
Yeah.
Ish.
Ish, yeah.
We had booked a room at the guest house in Keindorf am Sol. So basically it was a kind of private home with a section with some more rooms. I just love the Austrian countryside and the vibe and just everything.
Yeah.
It just makes me in a good mood.
It's a very nice place to be.
I remember it was so warm because we left Norway in September in Norway. It's shit. It's cold. It's rainy.
10, 12 degrees max.
Yeah. I hadn't brought the shorts, and we step out of the car and it's so warm. I think it was 26 degrees or something. Summer. We came there quite early, probably 12, 1.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And the warm-up tournament didn't start before 6 o'clock. So I guess we did what every sane Norwegian would do. We found the closest store.
Yeah, and bought beers.
Bought beers.
Yeah.
I recall that's right. You know, when you're in Austria or every other place which is not Norway, like, oh god damn it, that's cheap beer. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, so I think we brought quite many beers back.
Yeah.
And the problem was we were sharing this. The kitchen was shared with all other guests, and it was a very small refrigerator. So we just kind of filled it up.
Yeah, it's a lot of beers
Norwegian style. So I got the number to someone, and I called them, and said like, "Hey, it's us Norwegians." That's probably what I said. And they were like, "Yeah, we're sending someone to pick you up." And that was kind of the first sign of something which has been occurring every year in Austrian Pinball Open. People are so friendly and helpful.
Very, very accommodating and helpful every time we've been there.
So we were driven to the tournament in the afternoon, and we're passing through all these acres of corn. It's pumpkin. It's fields of pumpkin.
Sunflowers.
And then we arrive at the location of the tournament, which is called
The Hall of Pinball Fame.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we arrived at the big building, the warehouse, and just to give you a kind of like idea of how it looks there. So you enter the main hall. That's where the most of the pinball machines are. And there's a nice carpet. There is long rows of tables so we can drink and eat. And it's around the hall, you know, the walls and the kind of below the ceiling. It's this dark green camouflage. Camonet. And I think it's probably dampening the sound a bit.
Yeah, probably helps a bit, yeah, because despite the sort of concrete walls and everything, the carpet and the stuff they've hung up on the walls helps to make it an enjoyable place to be despite all of the pinball machines going off. With, I mean, there's a bar there, and yeah, tables, benches. Yeah, it's just a nice place to be during a tournament.
Really good vibes. It's just super pleasant and nice. The main hall is where the most machines are, but then you also have a couple of more floors with smaller rooms where there is a stern room with, you know, most of the used stern machines, and also a kind of free play area.
Yeah.
The first tournament was a Friday. That was a warm-up. It's a knockout 3 strikes tournament. Basically, I felt like you could meet anyone on any machine, and they have a really broad selection of machines, which I really like.
You got everything. You got solid state, alphanumeric, DMD,
Sega.
Yeah, you can get everything, and that's great fun. Getting stuck in a tournament or nothing but Bally-Williams from the 90s, not a lot of fun for me. So having all of the classic machines, some more obscure titles that you rarely see in tournaments, yeah, just fantastic.
And another aspect of this, more like the tournament and the location itself, is also that when we're knocked out, it's still a really good kind of like party vibe. I mean, you just go down to the bar and order some. You order the best beer in the whole of Austria, Murauer Märzen. And just, you know, hanging around, and if some of your friends are still playing in a tournament, you kind of tag a bit along and watch them, or you just end up sitting by the bar or by some of the tables and just enjoying the atmosphere. I believe that both of us did quite well on the warm-up tournament the first year.
Yeah, we both got to some sort of shared 16th place. So yeah, it was just fantastic night of pinball, and it was a great sort of introduction to the place.
And on Saturday, it was the main tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the format is 1v1 Swiss, tiered Swiss even. Usually goes for, I think, 16 rounds.
Yeah, I seem to recall it.
Yeah, it's a good format because you always get paired up with people in the bracket where you are, and with 16 rounds you get enough matches to sort of fight your way back up if you should have a poor beginning. Yeah.
You should be able to, if you're better than the ones you meet, you should be able to beat them, and then you will, you know, climb up again until you start meeting competition.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to perform. I remember one thing from the first year, from the main tournament. I tended to kind of go into kind of this downward spiral where you start losing and you start to lose hope at the same time. And then you start meeting players who are, from a realistic point of view, you're better than them.
Yeah.
Had you played best of the 20, you would,
Yeah.
you are the better player. But then you start losing self-esteem, and you maybe even get some really shitty games which you don't master at all. And you start losing and losing and losing, and you become desperate.
Oh yeah, it's and that is when the mental aspect of the game comes in, which I'm horrible at, but but yeah, because you start losing, and then everything's an uphill battle, and you lose confidence.
This is not specific to the tournament, that area. That's just pinball, and it gives you something to kind of chase for.
Yeah.
One thing that really, I think both of us felt that surprise in a way, wow, was the buffet.
Yes. The food is amazing. It's proper Austrian food. So with, schnitzels, tons of different vegetable options. They have vegan options. It's a great meal. And it's sort of one of the highlights of the day, which sometimes may not be the case at pinball tournaments, but here it definitely is.
I've been a lot in Austria, and eating at dinner at Sandras family, like on the countryside, and I can tell you that buffet, it's genuine Austrian or Styrish food. It's really, really good. So the main tournament ran its course. Well, we didn't get last, but we didn't get first either.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Maybe you start the day early. I think the tournament starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, how long? The question is, how close to 12, before or after, do you start with the first Murauer beer? And when you first start, you just keep on going, because I feel like you never really get drunk either.
You will always move between the ground floor and the second floor. So you have a lot of walking up and down stairs. That keeps you a bit sober. And you're playing a lot of pinball, so you don't have that much time to drink. But yeah, for me, I usually crack open the first one after the first couple of losses or something, just to sort of calm the nerves. Usually around
12.
Well, 11.
Or 11, yeah. But again, it's this good vibe. It's drinking to drink. It's just like, go to the bar, have a Murauer, and you just keep sipping on it and playing some games.
And it has to be said, there are people who do it like normal people and don't drink the entire day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it happens.
Yeah, just so people don't think everyone is there getting pissed from 10 o'clock.
Now. Yeah. But you must all understand our position as Norwegians.
Yeah.
We're used to going to, places like Tilt and Rockin' and in general Norwegian pubs, which you basically have to pay like 8 or 10 euros for a beer. So the day keeps on going. And at the end of Saturday, after the main qualifications is over, they have some hours for the finals of the side tournament.
Yeah.
But that brings us also to one of the aspects which I really appreciate with Austrian Pinball Open, and that's they have a schedule and they stick to it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever been there and they've gone much over schedule. So, which is a blessing, because it is very common to be at a pinball tournament and then you end up playing until like 2 a.m. And that's usually not very fun, because you are there to be a bit social as well. So,
And the awesome thing with Bernd Prucher, I guess you could say the main guy behind the tournament, he and his wife Sandra. They of course is a team from what I understood, but he's one of the driving forces. He likes to party.
Yeah.
I really felt welcome as us who were coming
as guests.
Yeah. When the tournament was done on Saturday, lighting was off. They they started to with this disco lights thing.
Yeah.
Put on
Party music.
party music.
Yeah.
Just have a good time.
Yeah. The qualification for the main tournaments are done as well, so you know if you made finals. That sort of makes the evening even better, because you can then, if you haven't made finals, you can let your hair down, or I can't, but but yeah, you can sort of have a party that night and not worry too much about tomorrow because you haven't made the finals.
We got separated at the point, and I remember I was looking for you or just going outside, because that's what people do when they're at the place. You know, between rounds, and when you want to have a smoke or just a break, you just go out and people are hanging around the entrance. And I went out, and then I saw this kind of like absurd vision where you were in a really good mood, and you managed to kind of get everyone to take off their shirt, and everyone was just standing there and like partying and singing songs, and like, wow. You used your school Deutsch? Schulendeutsch?
Schulendeutsch. Yeah. When I drink beer, I can speak German fluently.
And we came home somehow and woke up on Sunday, and this is important. When you have been kind of like drinking a bit for 12 hours, and you wake up on the Sunday and you don't feel too bad, that's, some things, beware, caution. Because I was in a kind of good mood and like, oh, it's the morning already, okay. And the thing was, Tormod, he had advanced to the playoffs, but he had no fucking clue when the playoffs was starting on Sunday. But we somehow got there a bit too late. But they were kind of, I think, giving us a bit slack because we were...
Foreigners from far away got,
So, but Tormod advanced. I'm not surprised. He's an amazing player. So he was on in the playoffs, and we were there. We were slowly realizing that it wasn't that we weren't hangover. It was just we were still a bit drunk, actually.
Yeah.
That was to be a long day because Tormod, he just excelled and advanced through the playoffs.
Yeah, kept going.
We were lying here, we were lying there, in the car, trying to sleep, on the couch, trying to sleep, trying to recover. And also we started having some a bit anxieties with reaching the plane, because our plane was leaving from Vienna at 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I left at 7, and we had a 2-hour drive. We left at 4, maybe?
I was a bit stressed. I was trying to not stress Tormod, because I know, he was doing it really well, and I wouldn't kind of destroy his progress in the tournament. But he came to like the top 4, and in Austrian Pinball Open they always have 3 people in the finals. I don't know why, actually. So if you're the top 4, they play a game and 1 person goes out, and then it's the finals. And I was really getting worried, like, okay, if Tormod advances now to the finals, that's really awesome, but it's also really bad for the plans. So I don't know how we would have dealt with that. At the point, we would just have to leave, know. It was hard competition, and he didn't make it to the finals, but still a worthy achievement. But we made it in time. With a very good experience. We're going back, definitely.
Yeah, we're doing this next year because everyone was friendly, just a great atmosphere, the games were well maintained. Everything about it was fantastic.
So it was quite clear that we were going back the next year, which brings us to 2017. A year after, this time Sandra was, of course, joining, and me and Sandra, we traveled down a little bit before, a week before, I think. We always try to meet Sandra's friends. I consider them my friends too, of course, like Petsia, Martin, Antonia, Kati, and Sabina, of course, Sandra's sister. She was also part of this. And this year, You were traveling down, you're coming down in the middle of the week together with some friends of ours,
Yeah.
Even and Ellen. We met all of you guys at the hotel in Graz.
I think we arrived Wednesday. I think.
Part of this whole experience is the pinball tournament, the pinball occasion. It's in Badendorf, which is 30 minutes south of Graz.
Yeah.
But Graz in itself is a beautiful city. It's much, much nicer than Vienna, in my opinion. It's a bit more Mediterranean. And I mean, Mediterranean inspired. It has this really nice Schlossberg, this mountain with a fortress on top. Really nice town. And in my opinion, it's famous for its metal bar, TikTok. Maybe not in the Visit Austria website, but TikTok. It's a metal bar, which is kind of like a must-visit thing from me.
Yeah.
And I think we went there on Wednesday after meeting.
Yes, correct.
You get these really good rock bar vibes. They are just good vibes there too.
Yeah.
And they have the guasmas. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Which is 1 liter of, I don't know what the fuck that is. It's cherry something and beer and...
Wine, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of everything. Yeah, and you ordered a liter of it for every one of us.
I actually think Martin, I think you ordered that.
Yeah.
A guasmas for all of us, and then you enjoyed watching us suffer and work.
It was lovely. It was lovely.
It was good, but it's challenging. It's not something you drink
a liter
a
of.
liter of. Yeah, I mean, I can have a small wine glass, but yeah. Yeah, so that was Wednesday. A good night out in Graz, recommended.
Yeah.
And on Thursday, we were, you can never get enough of pinball, and we're invited to the pinball occasion kind of club by Mario Kaufmann, kind of in the center of Graz. Yeah, that was really cool. It was like, I think a lot of the pinball players in Graz and even Slovenia, they are kind of coming over and visiting that place because Mario has some events or just, open nights.
Yeah. Loads of good games. Yeah.
Hope you're doing good, Mario. So, and then it was Friday. Again, we were happy to be back. And also we were now a bigger bunch of people with you, Elin, and me and Sandra.
Yeah.
So I would dare to say that having as I mentioned, the headquarter, you find a place in the venue and kind of like putting your bags, and that's where you're always going back to between the rounds.
Yeah. See people come back, and it's like, usually it's just someone comes over to the group and goes, no. Nothing else, just no.
Like, don't ask. I mean, nothing specific happened that year, I think. Like, the warm-up was good. On the main tournament,
Eyvind did very well.
I think he ended 5th.
Yeah, something like that.
It's really, really great.
He lost on Grand Lizard. Never really managed to start the multi-ball. He locked 2 balls. His opponent started the multi-ball because he drained, so he could never capitalize on it. So, yeah. But he had a damn good run.
Me and Sandra, we were picked up by Sandra's dad, Freddy, a bit before the finals. Yeah, and then I got a picture of you.
Yeah.
Literally, because all of you three, were staying at the tournament until the tournament ended, I guess.
Yeah.
The final was over.
Yeah, we stay there, watch the finals. Great experience that we've done every year since. And yeah, managed to get a ride back to Graz with Markus Stix.
Which is #1 player in Austria.
Yeah, and TD for the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, but I had enjoyed.
He was happy.
Yeah, I was very happy. Very kind of Markus to drive us to Graz. Yeah.
to endure it.
Yeah. We had learned from the year's previous mistake, so we stayed until the Monday. There was no rush getting back to Vienna or any airport, so we could just, enjoy watching the finals, cheering on the winner. Great atmosphere at the end there.
2017 was a good year. It was, we were so happy to be back, and we got to experience a bit more of Graz, the city, and meet up with our friends there. Wouldn't it be cool if we could hear a little bit from the guys behind the tournament themselves?
I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah. We had the pleasure of talking to a couple of the organizers behind the tournament, Bernd Prucher, and also Markus Stix, which I mentioned was the top player in Austria and also a tournament director in the tournament. Let's see what they say about the history of Austrian Pinball Open. Dankeschön. Thank you for having a chat with us. How are you doing? You know, it's been 2 difficult years, you know, with the COVID, little pinball. Are you doing okay?
Yes.
Wow.
We try to make the best with this situation, but yeah, our location in Badendorf is closed for many months. We cannot do any events such as tournament or club meetings. And yeah, we hope that this situation would be better in the near future. It's a bad situation. We closed at October.
Yeah.
October closed about October, middle of October or something.
Yeah.
Month back. The last time we had open. We
so
have last year one tournament auf die Kugeln fertig los. This was in September. This was the last, and instead of Austrian Pinball Open.
Yeah.
And Flip and Griddle, we can make it last year.
Just to talk about a little bit about the beginning, how did Austrian Pinball, how did the tournament start?
Die erste APO war beim Zeusel. In a location near Graz called Zeusel. It is a big bar, restaurant, 2013. Yes, 2013.
13, okay.
This was the first one. Yes, this was the first Austrian Pinball Open. We bring to the was heißt Gasthaus? The location. The location 65 pinball machines with the away. We traveled with the machines to the location. And we go back to the new hall with the machines. In this time we started with the hall.
That's many machines to bring back and forth.
Yes. The next tournament from Zeusel, 2030, was in Badendorf. The next tournament was 2014. Yeah. The first tournament in Badendorf was auf die Kugeln fertig los.
Yeah.
Was 3 days. This was, wie sagst du, das war die Generalprobe.
Ja, das ist eine norwegische Generalprobe.
Generalprobe, yeah.
General test.
Yeah.
Was there any tournaments in Graz, around Graz before that?
Yes, in the UCI Kino World was it Mario Kaufmann Cine World in the
Okay.
Was a big tournament, and before one tournament in Hooters with 5 pinball machines. Yeah, this was one of the first tournaments. Was the first tournament.
All right, yeah.
I miss the service.
For me and Tom, Austrian the APO has always been, you know, a fantastic experience. It's many pinball tournaments and 4 beer, and the food is so amazing. You know, the buffet. It's like very stylish food, stylish essen. Very. Yeah.
Did you think we need good food to make this pinball tournament a place people want to go? Is the food a part of your planning? Is the party and the chill factor a part of your planning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was from the beginning the strategy that makes this whole event such as chill as possible for the people, and have a good time for the people, and yeah, the party is the best. Yeah.
yeah.
That was a little word from Markus and Bernd. We'll get back to them later in this episode. And now we've come to the always exciting segment of today, which is a beer tasting.
Yeah.
I want to do something special for this episode since it's an important topic, experience. But I thought it would be appropriate to do something. And I have a little surprise for us.
Oh.
I'll let you have the pleasure of opening this.
Oh. This is
something I think you'll enjoy.
Oh.
And something you hopefully wouldn't expect.
I did not expect this. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the best that Austria has to offer, Murauer beer.
I thought it would be most appropriate
Oh yeah.
to actually be able to enjoy not just the empty Murauer wrapping, but actually enjoy the Murauer beer.
Yeah. I mean, this beer is so good that I brought the empty six-pack home and have that in my sort of drinks cabinet at home. So yeah. So this is fantastic.
You have no idea how much trouble this was.
Yeah.
And first, thank you, Sabine, for kind of organizing this.
Yeah.
And she was wrapping this up and enduring. Fuck the postal system. I mean, and fuck the Norwegian alcohol politics and the alcohol laws.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. We ended up having 2 regular Murauer and 2 Dunkel.
Ooh.
You can choose what you want to have first and last.
I actually want the normal ones first.
And thanks to Sabine,
Yeah. Thank you, Sabina.
we are able to actually enjoy this beer we have been talking about so much during this episode.
Yeah.
But just so you know, this beer has been traveling for a month. So if it kind of lacks a bit bubbles, and if something is a bit off,
Blame the postal system.
blame the postal
Yeah.
system. It's the best. It's the best I could do. Yeah, let's just pour some beer. Murauer is a brewery in Murau. I think it's actually a collective of breweries. Märzen is one type of beer. They also have a lager and lots of other types, but this is Märzen. It's the classic since 1495. The star among our beers is undisputedly called Murauer Märzen beer. The first type of beer brewed in Murau in 1495. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was Märzen beer. Even then, it was tasty and was brewed with the purest water, malt and hops according to a secret brewing recipe. This classic is our most popular beer type and impresses with its golden yellow color,
Which you can see.
and its harmonious, balanced, malty and mildly hoppy taste. 5.2%. Food recommendation for if you're interested would be 3 kinds of pork with chanterelles and chives cream. Yeah, I'll pour this into mine and we'll have, enjoy this. It's not this often we can.
Now it's been, well, more or less exactly, or not exactly, it was September 2019, the last time we had this.
Yeah. Cheers, my friend.
Prost.
Prost. You know, here in Norway, we're used to drinking Tuborg, Hansa, Ringnes.
Yeah.
It's really something different.
Yeah, it has, it looks like a lager or a Norwegian Pilsner, so to say. But it has a different kind of flavor to it.
Because Murauer, they have one beer called Pilsner.
Yeah.
So, as they mentioned, like Märzen, it's a very specific type of a mixture.
It has more complex flavor than a normal Pilsner in Norway. And a Norwegian Pilsner is also a bit different than like the classic Czech Pilsner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it's also very, kind of very light in a way.
Yeah.
Very easy to drink.
Oh yeah, it's very easable.
It's very easable.
Very easable. There you can see 5.2% already having an effect. It's very easily drinkable, but with a nice fancy flavor, so to say.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I almost feel like you can even taste it. It's a bit stronger than like 4.5.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel those kind of 0.7%. I think so, at least.
Yeah, it's a bit like when you have an IPA. Here in Norway, at the normal grocery store, the highest you can get is 4.5% alcohol. And I mean, you can feel differences even going up to 5.5 or 6%. So adds a bit to the fullness of the flavor.
I mean, I would love to have this beer here in Norway as an option to the normal lager and pilsner.
Yeah, it's very drinkable straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't detract from the taste. Oh, this is amazing. It's so good.
Somehow I just feel like I've lost 2 or 3 pinball games while drinking this.
Yeah.
So it's a flavor of
It's a flavor of
coping.
flavor of coping. ...2018. Well, it was a horrible year. And as maybe you know, Sandra, my wife, she passed away in May 2018. And it was kind of going downhill from the start of the year, but still kind of like still manageable. We had some hope until mid-March before everything stopped the treatment and things just really got bad. She passed away in May, and yeah, it was a fucked up year. You know, the year was basically about coping and just getting through. And I kind of discovered how important pinball and the friends and the environment and the whole experience, how important it was.
Yeah. Anyone who goes to a pinball tournament, or probably 99% of people going to a pinball tournament, go there for friends and for a bit of the social aspect. Sure, competing is fun. We all love playing pinball, but you do get a lot of friends, and you hear that on podcasts as well. People going to tournaments, meeting friends. So yeah, we see each other at Pinburg every year and get together. But yeah, pinball tournaments and the pinball scene as well is an important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And regardless of how difficult things was, it was never a question of not going to Austria that year and not visiting Austrian Pinball Open. The plan for that year was to go to the tournament. The week after, I would, meet her family, be in Sichau, and then I would travel to Borås for the Borås Pinball Open the week after.
Yeah.
So it was a really pinball journey, but also a very personal journey.
Morten decided to treat us with a business class travel all the way down. We got to sit at the lounge at Schiphol, which is fine because Schiphol is an amazingly bad airport.
But Friday came, and for me personally, this tournament was, the whole journey was a bit more kind of like almost symbolic.
Yeah.
And I printed this T-shirt with kind of in loving memory of Sandra with her silhouette of her playing a pinball machine at the tournament in Borås some years before.
Yeah. And with the flags like behind us, like that.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. So it was kind of like a kind of remembrance thing, very symbolic.
For me, it was the same. Obviously not as meaningful, so to say, but I have a connection with Austria through Sandra and an all-round fantastic trip in a very bleak year.
I did my best result ever at the Austrian Pinball Open that year, which if there's one year I needed to actually do well, it was that year. And I ended up 9th place in the main tournament and the side tournament. So that was a fucking hell of a lot of pinball playing on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And the important thing is also that this year, Sabine and Kati joined for the tournament.
Yeah, that was very fun.
So again, our headquarters at the tables was really important.
Yeah.
We shared our sorrows and joys there.
Yeah, between everyone, it's nice to have someone to share your sorrows with.
Yeah, so the tournament in 2019 was just as good as ever. The food is always amazing.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. But then that year I stayed with you and everyone to see the finals.
Yeah.
I really understood what you meant by like the good vibes by being at the tournament until the finals.
It's a tournament you have invested a lot of time in. I have heard a lot on podcasts, people talking about, who the fuck stays around to watch the finals, you're knocked out. But it's well worth it, I would say, because you want to see how it goes, and I mean, you're probably there with mates, so why not extend the time you're at together with mates?
I guess it was a good year 3.
Yeah.
Despite everything.
Oh yeah. My only problem that year was I was deathly ill. I mean, we hadn't partied that hard, and I just fell asleep in the middle of the area, managed to have a few beers, felt human again, and then in the evening, of course, I got probably 41 degrees fever. At this stage, I didn't know I was sick. I just couldn't understand what was happening. Everyone else was having a lovely time, and my time was just pain. After that, I stayed in bed for 4 days.
2019, that was the last year we visited Austria and Austrian Pinball Open. We had booked the plane to Vienna super early on the Saturday. This was a week before the tournament. Then we went to Sabine's place in Graz. Da er vi igjen samlet her. Hvordan føles det, Tom?
Veldig bra.
Apparently the plans was already made, so we were going to meet the others. Hva skal vi si, Sabine? Det
veldig, veldig bra.
We had a fucking great evening.
Oh yeah.
In that.
Ended up at a dancing.
Oh yeah, that was right. It was this. I think it was this kind of wheel of the 90s or 80s or 90s. I don't know. Right. So we currently at the PPC arena in Graz, and I'll try to go and find my friends. See if I can find them. This is my friend Martin. Yeah. Hey. We have Ori boy. Here we are, Kati. Woo! And the back is pre-COVID.
Yeah.
What beautiful times. We were quite brave and did a trip jogging early, probably Monday.
Yeah, I think that was Monday.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. How do you do this stuff?
That was lovely.
But it was a nice way, a different way to see Graz city and the centrum.
Yeah, and going down along the river, sort of down on the small footpath.
And on Tuesday, I remember this is a thing which I have wanted to try for years, because I'm following the metal bar, the rock bar, TikTok on Facebook, and they have designated dishes for every weekday. So Tuesday is the burger day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we had always missed it since we had arrived on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So we had hyped that up in our minds. So one of the reasons why we went so early to Graz was to get burgers at TikTok
That's
on
true,
Tuesday.
that's true.
One of the main reasons was just to experience the burgers. It was a burger.
It was okay.
It was a very decent burger.
Yeah, it was exactly kind of what I expected also.
Yeah.
But it was followed by many hours at the bar. I think we're joined by a whole bunch of people. It's like this typical fucking great evening out at a bar like TikTok in Graz. And in the evening we were meeting
The gang.
the gang again at El Gaucho. And yeah, same as before. Just goddamn, so good food and foie gras and wine but then Martin suggested, have you heard of the Nacht Express? No, it's a metal bar. Oh,
And it wasn't really a metal bar either. Rock, punky, I mean, and the coolest part was the DJ only played music videos on a bunch of TV screens. So you went over and requested a video and they didn't use a computer, they used DVD players.
So here we are at the Nacht Express in Graz. But then we're closing the weekend. It's back to what matters, which is the Austrian Pinball Open, and this is the fourth year. It's Friday. We are taking the train down to Guest of Thaler as usual.
We sat outside with enjoying the sunlight. I mean, usually it's around 20-25 degrees when we're in Austria, which is basically Norwegian summer. So we were just outside soaking up the sun. You went to bed for a while.
It was actually a beautiful Friday.
Oh yeah.
And some relaxation and preparing for going to the warm-up tournament.
Yeah.
And back at the Hall of Pinball Fame in Badendorf, it was, as always, Friday was just good. We were kind of keeping it quite steady,
Yeah.
some hours out into the tournament.
3 strikes, knockout, as always.
And at the point, we both had 3 strikes. Something about when you're traveling so many miles to another country and you're in a minority, us Norwegians, we're like 2 of 100 people.
Yeah.
You don't really want to meet each other until the finals. It seems a bit like useless to knock each other out.
Yeah, we usually play each other very often, so...
Both of us had 3 strikes. This was do or die, and we met each other on Alien Poker. You crushed me like a fucking bug.
Yeah, never played it, didn't know the rules.
I have no idea what to do, but you...
Apparently I did the thing.
You got so much points on one ball that I just couldn't. And I didn't know the rules either, so...
Yeah. So it was like, oh, fuck, here's points. Oh, let's keep doing the thing that gives me points. Very fun. And live streamed it over Facebook. I would say it played fun. Didn't know the rules, so can't say if it's a fun game rule-wise, but the flow of it, the feel of it, everything was...
And I wonder if that was the day, 1 or 2 games after, when you were really screwed by Judge Dredd.
2 or 3 games after. I was playing Judge Dredd. Was feeling very good. Had the mindset all going, and suddenly the ball was going sort of across the ramp that moves across the playfield, and it fell off directly into the outlane. That ruined my mindset. I mean, I was not pleased. You're allowed to get angry, of course, but you're not allowed to abuse the staff or anything, and I think I played it very nicely.
Based on the situation, you were so pissed. Now would probably be too. But you talked to Markus, and he had a look at it, and you behaved very polite and just explained the problem.
Yeah, and that was after the game was finished.
Yeah.
The player, being you, always gets screwed.
Yeah. Saturday, the main tournament and the side tournament. I think it was quite the same routine as before. Yeah. It was a very enjoyable day. Food was amazing as always.
Yeah.
What I really like, I mean, for me personally, what I like with the tournament, the main tournament, and being a part of the same tournament several years, is that I feel much more confident now.
Yes.
I'm not going on those losing streaks, which I tended to do in the beginning. You realize that, you are actually able to perform quite well.
I do go on more losing streaks, but what's fun when you're there for the 4th year is probably you see a lot of the same players and quite a bit of fun. see old faces, and yeah.
So in the main tournament for 2019, you ended at
56.
That's not too. I mean, it doesn't help now, but it is not too far from the cut. Though.
It's a story of my life in that tournament. But that's. But that is. I genuinely think that with the level of play in Austria, I think that's sort of where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I managed to make the cut in the main with quite 25th place. So
25th,
but I think in the qualification I was like it was within like I was more safe than unsafe. But yeah, I got totally screwed by the I got the Stern game for the first playoff round.
Yeah.
I had this guy. I was playing this guy on Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park was quite new at that time.
Yeah, very new. Yeah.
And the guy was like asking me, "Hey, do you know how to play the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think you have to shoot this and that." And then he fucking crushed me. So I'll never tell anyone how. You know, if you come to ask me how to play the game, I'll just say, I don't trust people anymore.
I mean, you should have had the decency to lose to you once you've told him how to win.
Yeah. The Sunday at Austrian Pinball Open 2019, I was knocked out in the first round, and then we just stayed around. We just stayed around till the finals.
Yeah.
And Johannes Ostermeier was on a streak that year. You know, he was in the finals, and he won that too. Again, it was such a nice feeling being there, kind of taking part of the excitement and the celebration of the finals.
Yeah, I would say it's a very good feeling to be there until the end. I know, so it's like, why would you leave when you can stand there and watch the best players in Europe and the world duke it out for first place?
The only thing I would, to be constructive, the thing I would encourage the organizers to do would actually be to put up some screens, sort of screens, because it's not always that easy to see the final game from around.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people there. Yeah. So screens like they do in Pinburg and the Indisc.
Yeah,
I think they do the same thing. Yeah.
Bernd and Sandras gave us a ride back to Graz. Fantastic people.
Yeah.
And they also invited us to their apartment in the evening. Yeah, just like a very nice ending to the whole weekend. It was fucking great. Playing some pinball and sitting and talking.
Yeah, sitting and chatting. Yeah.
Nice rabbits, like those rabbits. And that concludes our last trip to Austria in 2019. And of course, we would have been there in 2020, but life said no. Could try to summarize the whole topic, like why is Austrian Pinball Open the tournament to participate in, and why do we like it? Why is it so special?
I would say the people are nice and welcoming. That is the organizers and the people sort of in the scene there. You feel like they want you to be there. The games are well maintained with a fantastic tech running around, fixing everything that breaks. The food, which is probably one of the most important things, is fantastic. So for me, who's not the most skilled player, it runs on time, so all of my mates who are maybe more skilled than me are done at like 9 o'clock. And then you can be social at the end of the evening, which is super important because a lot of tournaments go like 4 or 5 hours over schedule, and if you're there when the mate is better than you, then it's just no fun. Yeah, and then a good party in the evening, good formats as well.
And diversity and quality of games. You need to be able to play all type of games in order to excel, and that's a good trait of a tournament.
Yeah, I would say so.
We also spoke to Bernd and Markus, the organizers, about the future of Austrian Pinball Open and, what they're thinking of the time ahead. Let's see what they say. We need to see what's happening, with lockdowns and what is allowed. But what's your thought on the APO for the future and for the next years?
in the beginning of COVID, we make the decision to make the location larger. So we have now about double of the machines as before.
Double. Wow.
Oh,
We have doubled, yeah.
nice.
And so it would be very nice. And in the last month, there is many hard work. There was many hard works. Now we are almost finished, and yeah, we cannot open. We cannot make it.
Mm.
I think in June we can make open the hall in Badendorf, and we can make club meetings,
Hmm.
small club meetings. And in Grill we will start it, and the APO I will make it.
Will you arrange the APO even though it is not IFPA?
Yes, also auch wenn es nicht Punkte zählt. Yes, we make it. Yes.
I think there has been around 100 players at the APO, 100, 110.
I think in the future, I think 90 to 100, 90 is it's okay. Not more. It's too big.
Okay, so you don't want to kind of expand to 150, 200.
Not at the beginning. We want to see at the beginning. It's now we are larger. We have more space. At the first big tournament, a maximum of 90, maybe 100 people, but not more. And if we see it's no problem that we could make it with more people, then we can talk about more people at the next tournament or the next APO.
Have you considered applying for the World Championships, like hosting the IFPA World Championships in Badendorf?
Yeah, it was planned that we make the IFPA World Championship in Badendorf 2023.
Oh.
But then COVID comes, and
So it will be
now, yeah, maybe 24 or 25.
Okay. Yeah.
Next location in Europe on the IFA schedule is Freddy's Pinball Paradise in Germany, as we know, and this is 2 years before Austria. Yeah, and yeah, we don't know what the US guys makes. If they make the next World Championship or they cancel 1 year.
Yeah. You guys hosted the European Championship something a bit before the APO 1 year, didn't you?
Yes, the EPC series.
Yeah, EPC. Yeah.
2017.
Yeah. The machines were lightning fast and really unkind that year.
oh yeah, they were like set up.
Silicone spray. Yeah, they was very fast. The machines.
Oh yeah.
We did a little spray on the play fields, on the machines, not on all machines, on many machines.
The playfields, I remember coming there, and the playfields looked like they were. I mean, it looked like you had glass on top of the playfields. It was
Shiny.
yeah.
Machines such as Game of Thrones, it was a problem with the spray too much.
Yeah.
The middle ramp doesn't work. The lock mechanism.
Oh, it's too fast.
All was too fast. The sword. Then sword is too late coming down. The ball was on the flipper finger and going down.
Oh, that's
But this year, I think the Austrian Pinball Open is planned for, warte mal, schedule. 10. September bis 12. September,
Yeah.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
Friday is warm-up, party and party.
and then Saturday party and party.
Yeah. We hope to be there in September.
Yeah, we hope too. It would be always a pleasure. And nice to see you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Been
you.
far too long.
Yeah, too long.
Mm.
And hi to you, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
All right, so enjoy the rest of the evening and have some beers and take care of yourselves.
Oh yeah, you too. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Oh.
Prost. All right. Cheers. Clunk. Okay. It's time to taste the Dunkel Murauer. I've never tasted that before. So let us enjoy that. Here is one for you.
Done.
Do you have some expectations, based on the name?
I think I've tasted some Dunkels before, but I can can't really remember.
Maybe like a Bayer?
Yeah.
Bayer!
Bayer,
Bayer.
a lille Bayer.
The Bayer.
A lille Bayer.
It actually looks much more heavy than I thought it would be.
Yeah, looking more stouty than Bayer.
Yeah, really. Murauer Dunkel, the full-bodied beer. This beer is full-bodied, pleasantly sweet and malty in appearance, and leaves a special taste experience. The best ingredients give this dark, glowing specialty its typical note. The Murauer Dunkel is well suited for mixing with light types of beer. It's 5.2%, so not too heavy. It's the same as Märzen. And food recommendation: roasted pink deer with walnut, with celery and meadow herbs. Oh, roasted pink deer. That's something I could eat right now. It didn't really give me a visual image of what I'm going to taste, actually.
No.
But I guess it's dark, but much more drinkable than, as you said, porter, stout.
Yeah.
Whew, okay, let's...
I'm not expecting a Guinness flavor to it.
Post.
Prost. Bock.
Bock, yeah.
Yeah. Bayer/Bock beer.
But more porter than I expected.
Yeah, it's a
Kind of like a kullsyre porter in a way.
yeah, it's very much I would call this a Bock flavor on its way to Bayer Bock.
Yep.
Same sort of family, yeah.
Absolutely good. Still, I think I prefer the Märzen
Oh yeah.
for drinking more. I mean, one off it's totally okay, but it could be a bit much if you have a lot of them. I think we should wrap up this episode. Thank you all for watching. It's been a great trip down memory lane to Austria, Austrian Pinball Open. I hope you got the impression of the Austrian Pinball Open tournament, and I hope I'll see you there in the coming years. Thank you, Tom, for being here. It's been so fucking awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Hope you enjoyed the Murauer beer.
I haven't enjoyed anything more.
I would be so happy if you would like to subscribe to my channel. If I get 100 subscribers, I can make a custom URL to my channel, which would be awesome. So please give me your feedback and your comments and everything. I'll swallow everything. Ah. All right, next time, have a good time. See you.
Peace.
Peace.